ಕಿದಲ ಚಿಕರ ಗೂಚುನ್ನ ಅಧೀರ ವಲರಾಯುನಿ ಕನ್ನ ವಾಸುದೇವ ಶ್ರೀ ವೆಂಕಟೇಶ ಗಮ ಪ ಗಮ ರಿ ಗ ಸರಿ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ದ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಸ ಮ ಗಮ ಪ ಮ ದ ಪ ನಿ ದ ಪ ಮ ಗಮ ಪ ದ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಗಮ ಗ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ದ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಸ ರಿ ಸ ನಿ ದ ಪ ಮ ಗ ರಿ ಸರಿ ಜ ಲ ಜ ಕ್ಷಿ ದಯಜೇಸಿದ ನೀನೇಲು ಕೋರದ ದಯಜೇಸಿದ ನೀನೇಲು ಕೋರದ ದಪ ಮಗರಿ ಸನಿದ ನೀ ಸರಿ ಗ ಮ ಪದಯಜೇಸಿದ ನೀನೇಲು ಕೋರದ ಪದ ನಿದ ಪಮ ಪದ ಪ ಮಗರಿ ಸ ನಿಧ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಗ ಮ ಪದ ನಿ ಸ ನಿಧ ಪದ ಯ ಜೇಸಿದ ನೀ ನೇಲು ಕೋರದ ನಿಧ ಪ ಮ ಗ ಮ ಪದ ಮಗರಿ ಮಗರಿ ಸ ದ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಗ ಮ ಪದ ನಿ ಸ ನಿ ರಿ ಸ ನಿಧ ಪದ ಯ ಜೇಸಿದ ನೀ ನೇಲು ಕೋರದ ಸರಿ ಸ ನಿಧ ನಿ ಸ ನಿ ನಿಧ ಪ ಮ ಗ ಮ ಮಗರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಗ ಮ ಪದ ನಿ ಸ ಸ ನಿ ದ ಮ ಮಗರಿ ಸ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಗ ಮ ಪದ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಗ ಸರಿ ಗ ಮ ಗರಿ ಸ ನಿ ದ ನಿ ಸರಿ ಸ ನಿ ದ ಪ ಮಗರಿ ಸರಿ ಗ ಮ ಪದ ಯ ಜೇಸಿದ ನೀ ನೇಲು ಕೋರದ ದಯ ಜೇಸಿ हे रंबाय नमस्ते 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 हरि ब्रह्मेन्द्रादि सेविताय शिवकुमाराय हे रंबाय नमस्ते हरि ब्रह्मेन्द्रादि सेविताय शिवकुमाराय हे रंबाय नमस्ते वीरगणादिमुदिताय 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 वीरादिवरप्रदाय वीरगणादिमुदिताय वीरादि वरप्रदाय पमनि पसनि रि सद दनि प पमनि पसनि रि सद नि रि सनि पदनि पम प पमनि पसनि रि सद नि रि सनि पदनि पम प सद नि पम प ग म रि सनि सरि म रि म प रि सद नि पम प ग म रि सनि सरि म रि म प रि सनि स ग म रि सनि सरि परि सनि पद पद धनि नि सरि सनि सद सनि सद नि सद सद द म परि हे रंबाय नमस्ते हरि ब्रह्मेन्द्रादि सेविताय शिवकुमाराय हे रंबाय ನಮಸ್ತೆ सूरिजनोपासिताय 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 सुरगुरुगुहसेविताय सूरिजनोपासिताय सुरगुरुगुह सेविताय परमेश्वर कुमाराय परमेश्वर कुमाराय पंचहस्ताय पाशाकुशधराय प्रसिद्ध गणनाथाय विनायकाय हेरम्बाय नमस्ते परमेश्वर कुमाराय पंचहस्ताय पाशाकुशधराय प्रसिद्ध गणनाथाय विनायकाय हेरम्बाय नमस्ते हरिब्रह्मेन्द्रादिसेविताय शिवकुमाराय हेरम्बाय नमस्ते हिमाद्रिसुते पाहि माम् हिमाद्रिसुते पाहि मां वरदे परदेवते 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 हिमाद्रिसुते पाहि मां सुमेरु मध्यवासिनी अम्ब सुमेरु मध्यवासिनी अम्ब सुमेरु मध्यवासिनी श्रीकामाक्षि सुमेरु मध्यवासिनी श्रीकामाक्षि हिमाद्रिसुते पाहि मां वरदे परदेवते हिमाद्रिसुते पाहि मां श्याम कृष्ण सोदरी गौरी परमेश्वरी गिरिजा 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 परमेश्वरी गिरिजा परमेश्वरी गिरिजा अलनीलवेणी कीरवाणी श्रीललिते हिमाद्रिसुते पाहि मां वरदे परदेवते हिमाद्रिसुते पाहि मां na 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 Shri Krishnam Bhajamanasa Satatam 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 Shritajana Paripalam Gopalam Balam 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 Shri Krishnam कृष्णं भजमान सततम् पाकशासनादि विनुतचरणं पाकशासनादि विनुतचरणं पाकशासनादि विनुतचरणं पाकशासनादि विनुतचरणं पाकशासनादि विनुतचरणं पाकशासनादि विनुतचरणं शोकमोहभयहरणं भवतरणं शोकमोहभयहरणं भवतरणं शोकमोहभयहरणं भवतरणं शोकमोहभयहरणं भवतरणं श्रीकृष्णं भजमान सततम् श्रुतजनपरिपालं गोपालं बालं श्रीकृष्णं भजमान सततम् शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्मवनमालं शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्मवनमालं शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्मवनमालं शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्मवनमालं शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्मवनमालं शङ्खचक्रगदा पद्मवनमालं वेणुगान लोलं कृपालवालं गानलोलं कृपालवालं कङ्कणकेयूर मकुटमण्डित कङ्कणकेयूर मकुटमण्डित कङ्कणकेयूर मकुटमण्डित कङ्कणकेयूर मकुटमण्डित कमनीय कनकमय चेलं कमनीय कनकमय चेलं कमनीय कनकमय चेलं पङ्कजासनादिदेव महितं पङ्कजासनादिदेवमहितं श्रीगुरुगुहविहितं रमासहितं पङ्कजासनादिदेवमहितं श्रीगुरुगुहविहितं रमासहितं पङ्कजदलनयनं वटशयनं गुरुपवनपुराधीशं लोकेशं पङ्कजदलनयनं वटशयनं गुरुपवनपुराधीशं लोकेशं श्रीकृष्णं भजमानसततं श्रुतजनपरिपालं गोपालं बालं श्रीकृष्णं भजमानसततं அன்று இவ்வுலகம் அளந்தாயடி போற்றி, அன்று இவ்வுலகம் அளந்தாயடி போற்றி. சென்றங்கு தென்னிலங்கை சற்றாய் தீரல் போற்றி, சென்றங்கு தென்னிலங்கை சற்றாய் தீரல் போற்றி. பொன்ற சக்கட்டம் உதைத்தாய் கழல் போற்றி, பொன்ற சக்கட்டம் உதைத்தாய் கழல் போற்றி கன்று குணிலவெறிந்தாய் கழல் போற்றி கன்று குணிலவெறிந்தாய் கழல் போற்றி குன்று குடையாயெடுத்தாய் குணம் போற்றி குன்று குடையாயெடுத்தாய் குணம் போற்றி நின் கையில் வேல் போற்றி வென்று பகை கெடுக்கும் நின் கையில் வேல் போற்றி என்றென்றமும் சேவகமே ஏத்தி பறை கொள்வான் என்றென்றமும் சேவகமே ஏத்தி பறை கொள்வான் இன்று யாம் வந்தோம் இரங்கேலோர் வாவாய் இன்று யாம் வந்தோம் இரங்கேலோர் अनाथ रक्षकी श्री कामाक्षी अनाथ रक्षकी श्री कामाक्षी अनाथ रक्षकी श्री कामाक्षी अनाथ रक्षकी श्री कामाक्षी सुजनागमोचनी शंकरी जननी सुजनागमोचनी शंकरी जननी विनायकुनी वलनु ब्रोववे निन्नु विनावेल पुलव रम्मा विनायकुनी वलनु ब्रोववे निन्नु विनावेल पुलव रम्मा विनायकुनी वलनु ब्रोववे पुराणी दयचे वरालु माकुनिकी राजेसी ब्रोचुराजदरी पुराणी दयचे वरालु माकुनिकी राजेसी ब्रोचुराजदरी त्यागराजु निर्दय सरोजवासिनी मुरारी सोदरी पराशक्ति ननु विनायकुनी वलनु ब्रोव वेनिन्नु विनावेल पुलव रम्मा विनायकुनी वलनु ब्रोववे
Thank you, Govind. Such apt kritis for the day. Govind sang, and this is like almost like we are listening to Junior Sundar, sir. Okay, very good. Good job. God bless you. And if you go to Chembai Sangeethotsam in Guruvayur, you will hear that Sri Krishnam Bhajamanasa back to back. You know, one after other, the same kriti will be sung by many people. That is because that's the only one kriti of Muthuswami Dikshidhar of Lord Guruvayurappan. So happy I could hear this from Govind today. Thank you, Govind, again. God bless you. So next we have our Detroit's, and I think he's the leading violinist in United States. No introduction is needed, Sri Jayashankar Balan. And the story behind it is the Chembai Sangeetotsavam discussion started with when Uncle Chandrajurnangal asked us to coordinate. The first person I called was Sri Jayashankar Balan. And then I asked him if he could do a solo concert. He said he's out of town. So I think here he is. So it's Amma's blessing and will that he is here to play a solo concert. So thank you, Jay Shankar. Yeah, and he is a disciple of Srimati Alamelu Subramanian and also Sri Madurai Sundar. And also he's being accompanied by Sri Vinod Sidaraman. I'm sorry, do you want to announce your guru's name, sir? Yes, my name. Okay. So I think our dear Dishita is also going to accompany her guru. And Dishita also doesn't need any introduction to the Detroit community. And welcome to the team. And let's enjoy another great musical evening.
just want to say thank you to everybody here, Dr. Krishna Kumar, Bini, Binu. I was out of town till today morning, just came back, and I think I'm very fortunate that Amma's blessings is here, forcing me to play here, because when Bini initially said, I said I would be out of town. But I'm sure with the blessings of her, that's the only reason I've been forced to play here. And I'm physically a little unfit. My back is totally short, but I said if Amma wants me to play, I'm not going to have that as a reason. So I'm going to give it my best shot. If you see me standing up in the middle, it's because the pain is excruciating. So I've been taking some shots and all that, but so be it. She's the one who's making it happen, I'm so convinced. And always thanks to Vinod. He's always there for us. And Saril. Good. So we don't have a list. I asked Dikshita to play. So we'll take it as it comes. So we are going to start with the evergreen Navaraga Malika. 9 ragams for those of you who haven't heard this. Ready? would you like to hear either Vatape Ganapatim Bhaja in Ragam Hamsadvani, or would you like to hear a more Amman-based Saraswati song? Reason is because we are open to any suggestions. Saraswati. I'll try to keep it more Amman-based because so the ragam is Saraswati, the song is also called Saraswati. Can I get little bit feedback? So for those of you who want to follow, this is based in it's called Rupakatalam. That's all it is, the beat. To sing some swaram. I'm going to sing a song in praise of Sri Parvati. It is in the Ragam Bauli. Bauli by itself has so much intrinsic beauty. This is not my singing Shruti, but we cannot change the Shruti, so we'll try to do the best. Okay. Shri Parvati Parameshwaram Vande. Shri Parvati Parameshwaram we are going to present supposedly the main piece in the Raga Maya Malava Gaula. It's Tulasi Dala, it's a very popular song, at the end of which Vinod will play a Tani also. Do we have 15 minutes, 20 minutes? क्या बोले? लम्मा? काफी है। मेहनत करने से मैं तेरी मदद
Part two, you know the Pallavi. I can follow along. I know the gist of it. I can follow along.
चित्रस
Okay.
இந்த ரஞ்சனி மாலா வாசித்தேன் நொறுக்கவே नोटिस
I'll play along. It's okay.
We'll finish off with Bhagyada Lakshmi Balama.
What a wonderful conclusion of Chembai Sangeeta Aradhana it was. really. Uh, Thank you, Jay. I know you had health issues, but with all that, you came all the way and performed. And to me, it felt like it was like a family musical meetup on stage. It was really cozy and very musical, highly musical. And the lineup of ragams, starting from Navaraga Malika, Saraswati, Purvi Kalyani, and Ranjini Raga Malika, Maya Malagola, all were like beautiful. And I am personally a big fan of Sri Jayashankar Bayan. I will always request him to um, uh, do solo performance, but whenever we ask, we request him to do solo performance, he always prefer to have his students perform instead. And here again, we saw that he was encouraging Dikshita most of the time. And thank you, Sri Jayashankar Balan again, and Sri Vinod Sitaraman. He is, as we know, we are all very lucky to have these amazing musicians like Vinod Sitaraman. In Michigan, they always travel across the US. But whenever, so we are so glad the timing is good that you are here today. Thank you again. And guess who played all 3 days continuously here? It's none other than Dikshita. Well done, Dikshita. You did an amazing job keeping up with your guru. Okay, congratulations. It sounded like you were sitting on the 7:30 a.m. class. But okay, thank you. Thank you again. Thank you everyone for staying back and enjoying the evening.
He was Nataraja's devotees, and he did a wonderful job. He came and stayed here many times. He broke the tradition for Nataraja. And that Mahan is from Vrindavan. He is well known in Vrindavan. Purushottam Goswamiji. Wonderful, wonderful soul, great Mahan. And we had the privilege of having him come and inaugurate the function. Although he was not there here physically, but he was here to do all the functions. But Swarna Venkateshwara Dikshita, both of them are great tantric masters. People did not know them at that time when they're alive, but they realized later these are great Mahans and the great tantric masters. We are very privileged to have them perform the function here for Mother. And that was a decision, and they did that. And that is their guru. So today, we have the blessing of all three of them, and they were all great souls. And they all passed away now. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Yeah, so they're done, so they can sit down.
Okay. Yeah. Okay then. Thank you very much. Thank you. That was a wonderful performance. We enjoyed it. Thank you. Now, Dr. Kumar is going to talk about Divine Mother's gift to humanity. What a magnificent job she did for the earth, for the humans, because these are the time of great disturbances, and these are all predicted almost 40 years ago. She said that, and it happened the way she predicted. And world is protected because of her performance. And we have done everything what she instructed, everything the way she instructed. All the prayogams and all the performances she wanted to be done, because these were all dangerous time and these are very dangerous period. And certain things has to be done certain ways to satisfy the asuras, the asuris. And we did exactly the way she instructed us. And she gave specific information and specific places, various places all over India. And we did it the way she wanted us to do. Because we knew she is doing this to protect the world. And these are dangerous times. And things are supposed to happen during this period for the past 15 years. And these are prevented because of her grace, her kindness, and her advice. And this information cannot be received, and they have to be received during prayogam. And prayogams are very, very complex performances. It has to be done on that day, on that tithi, the way Mother advises us during our prayogam. And we did it the way she wanted us to do, because we knew these are being done for the world, not for one group of people or anything like that. These are all very generalized, and these were all dangerous period, very, very unsafe period. So it has to be done the way she advised us, and she gave us advice. Everything you see in this temple, it's done based on what she advised us to do. And we did it the way she advised us, because these are very, very complex, ritualistic performance. It has to be done the way she advised us. No one will know that. No human would know what to do, when to do, where to do. All those are very complex things. And to know this, you really have to know the reality, what is predicted, what is supposed to happen. And then you do those things the way she advised us. So this information cannot be obtained by any other methodology. It has to be done from her the way she intended it. Not what she advised us, she intended it. And that intention were clarified to us. And we did the way she wanted it, because she is doing it for the world, for the entire world. And these were dangerous period. And these are predicted by many. And ultimately, we chose this side. She chose this side, and she gave us instruction, very complex instruction. And we did it the way she wanted. And the people involved, they are not even supposed to be here. Like Swarna Venkateshwara Tirthadhar, he was the chief at the Sidambaram temple. He's not even supposed to cross the ocean. But he did everything. They went against tradition and did it because this was for the world. This is for all of us, for the entire humanity. And it's very complex, the way they advised us to do and the way we did. And this shows enormous, not only compassion, she is always compassionate, but to know the truth, to know the complexity of what the world is going through, and to do and appease those Asuric energies. And as I said, Asuric and Devas both are created by her. But this interaction has to be done very precisely and very specifically and very accurately. And to know that, you have to know the reality. And to know the reality is very difficult. No one knows the reality. We know there are good and bad, and both are needed, and both are created by the Almighty, by Divine Mother. We say mother, but actually it's father-mother combination. Shiva Shakti. Shiva Shakti gave us all the instruction, and we followed through. And it took a long time, took almost 25 years. Ultimately is what this, and even the land itself is very holy. Thousands of years ago, not few hundred years ago, thousands of years ago, shamans are mystics, like our sages, but they lived in various parts of the world, mainly in Latin America, Mexico, western part of the country, long ago, long before the white man ever came to America. These are thousands of years ago. And that instruction was transmitted to us, and we followed through as much as we can. These are very complex, and we did it the way she advised us, and it has to be done that way because it is done for the entire world, and these were dangerous times. So she gave us instruction, she gave us some predictions and some prayogam. Prayogams are actual functionalities of this complex interaction between evil and good. And does evil exist? How do you define evil? Evil exists because without that, devas won't exist. Without demons, devas won't exist. So it has to be balanced, so both are necessary. And we are given both of them, and we are given the information about both of them, and we are advised to do certain prayogams. And we did that. They're very complex, but we did exactly the way they advised. The information has to come from Divine Mother. It cannot come any other way. So we are very fortunate that at the proper time, the instructions came, and we followed through as much as we can. And we do many sacrifices had to be made. Without sacrifice, nothing can be made. Throughout the history, if you watch it, throughout the humanity, there has to be sacrifices. Without that, nothing will work. Everything has to be done with certain payment. And that payment determines the functionality and the efficacy of these prayogams. And that has to be given. Only person who would have information about that would be Divine Mother. It has to come from her, it has to be performed, and the entire story is written long ago. It's not something recently. It's been done longer, determined thousands of years ago. And it happens now, but it's determined long ago. So entire story is written long ago, and it happens based on these happenings we see here. These are all very mystical happenings and has to be identified and given to us by Divine, and we have to do it with utmost sincerity as possible. And we did that. And many, many miraculous things happened. We don't have time to go through all of them. But ultimately, these two Mahans, great souls, who came for this purpose, to build this temple as a protective entity for the world, because world is in for difficult times. And at that time, they gave the directions, and we did the best we can. And the result is this. This place was built with her kindness. Otherwise, it cannot. Because how do you go and find these souls in Himalayas, in wilderness? There's nothing there. There's no temples there. In some places they have temple. In most places it's wilderness. So you got to feel them. How can you feel them? To feel them, you have to know them. That goes into mysticism, not logical happening. It's been written and followed through. Result is this place. And this place would protect the earth. And you see what's happening right now. World is a very dangerous place. You see what's happening. Both enemies are fighting. We are directly fighting the Russians. We are giving them weapons to attack them. And how can this happen? It does happen, and the world survives it because certain cosmic elements protect the world. And that information was given, transmitted to us, and we followed through with that. And the result is the world is being protected. And will continue to exist. World would not destroy itself because she has said that. You follow this instruction and do this prayogam throughout for the past 30 years you are doing. Follow that and the world will be protected and the world will survive. You will survive. And our cosmic concepts will survive. And these are all very complex cosmic concepts. We have to follow through with them. Even just simple construction. Look at the Dwaja Stambham, so magnificent it looks. Everything is instructed by her. Do it the way she gives. And we do the best we can, bringing all the items from India. It's a very complex process. But we did that because she wanted it to be done. She wanted world to survive. Towards that end, she gave us all the mystical information. And with that information, we are able to do this. By ourselves, we cannot. You can't even understand what is the reason we do certain things. They're very complex. Hinduism is a very complex religion. It's not a religion, it's a way of life. But it's very complex. To understand the depth of Hindu principles is very complex. But she gives information and she makes us accomplish this. For the world, not for one group of people. For entire humanity, she wanted this to be done. And we are fortunate, you and I are fortunate to be involved in this complex process of protecting the world. So that's a great privilege for us. And to do that, you and I have earned it in many, many lifetimes. Not in one lifetime, in many lifetimes. We have asked for that. We wanted her to be involved with us at the best possible way. And she did it, and the result is the construction of this building. And many, many bad things were averted because of that. And we earned it. Nothing is given to us unless we earn it. Sacrifice, fundamentally sacrifice is the most important. You have to sacrifice. You have to please those higher beings so they understand us and they do things for us the way we want it. And all this were done. And this information are not given to anyone. They are given to higher beings. And we are not higher beings. We are humans. But she has given us all the complex information, instructions, and we followed through that as best as we can. And that is a great privilege to be involved in the construction and the protection of the world during this period. Kali Yuga, this is Kali Yuga. We knew that long ago. This period is a very inauspicious period, and world can be destroyed during this period. So during that time, information came about her to us, and information is given to us. All the rituals we do here, they're very meaningful. And unless she wants us to know, we cannot know. Many, many information which is given to us, they're very complex and very difficult to even understand them. But to understand them and to be involved in them and to be able to do those, that's a great privilege. We are very privileged, all of us. And I said, unless we earn it, we don't get it. We have to earn it. See, that is the growth, the journey which you and I are doing. It's a very complex journey. Information about it is not available because that's information between divine and human. And to understand them and to perform them, it's impossible. It's impossibility. Go to Himalayas and find the place where the Rishi, the Maharishi, performed his job. To find that place and then meditate with him in that place and get the information from him, and then to do that is an impossibility. But she made sure that we do that. And this place will be a holy place, and it is a holy place. It will protect the world. and the world will survive. And the result would be our survival. So this temple is a protective temple for the world. And to be involved in this chore, in this job, is a great privilege for all of us. Whoever is involved, it's a great privilege. And our soul will be very pleased. All our souls will be very pleased because some superior energy has interacted with us. That doesn't happen because there is no connection between soul and the Atman and us. But that connection has to be established, and to do that you need all the information. And to get that you have to perform many sacrifices. And those are all done by us. You and I, we have done that, not in one lifetime, many, many lifetimes. And the result is this place. A holy place, very, very powerful place. Many cosmic energies, we call them devatas, they're all here in this place. And many of us, Kundalini has awakened in this place. You may or you may not know that, but it is awakened. And the result would be gnosis. You will realize certain things which normally is hidden from us. It's not revealed to us. But to us, it will be revealed. And souls like this, great Mahans like this, were involved by their own sacrifice. And their efforts and their sacrifices bring certain energies to us. Result is our protection. In a nutshell, I oversimplify it, but in a nutshell, that's what it is. The world is destiny is done already. The plan has been made, and we travel through that. We are the travelers. You and I are the travelers. And whatever I do on your behalf, it's a great privilege to be able to do that on your behalf, on the behalf of the people we are protecting. And that privilege is a great privilege, and the privilege is given to us, and we have to use it. Basically, all of us are one. We all came from one source. So obviously, we're all from one source. So naturally, we know the word, I'm my brother's keeper. That's his classic word in Bible. We are all our brother's keepers. We all do what we can for the world, for the society, for the survival of the species. And we will do it. We will survive, we will flourish, and many, many things will happen as predicted. And those are all wonderful, wonderful things, and that will happen. And who are the beneficiary of all this? You and I. Because of this place, you and I are given a chance to experience. That's why our mission is to experience and explore Divine Mother. That's not something you can ask for. That something has to be given. That means you and I have earned it in many, many lifetimes. And we reap the rewards at this time. And this all has been predicted. It's all written, not just predicted. In the Nadi reading, all of this were mentioned. That we earned the rights, and word will survive, and you and I will get the grace. The word is grace. The grace has to be given. It cannot be earned. Grace has to be given. It has to be determined by the divine that this soul will receive that grace. And towards that end, all this will happen. And the end result would be the world will survive and we will receive the higher knowledge. That's the key point. Receiving the higher knowledge and growing up. The word is growing up. We have to grow up from human to divine level of understanding, comprehension. And to do that, you have to have the grace. Our own effort alone cannot do that. So we need the grace, and we have the grace. Mother has given to us. 40 years ago she said, I will give you instruction to build my house. That when you build the house, the asuras cannot destroy the world. I will be with you. That was said 50 years ago. And I see everything happening the way she predicted it. And what a magnificent boon to us to obtain that boon. So ultimately we earned it. Without earning, you won't have it. And if you have it, it would not be auspicious as we expect it to be. To be auspicious, it has to be certain sacrifices has to be made. Without pain, there is no gain. So she makes sure that we do those functions, we do those sacrifices. At the end, we become superior beings, not ordinary living beings. Superior beings meaning with gnosis, with understanding. And that's what we earned. At the end of all these efforts, we earn those. Look at the magnificent Dwajastambham. All are very meaningful. What do I think when I look at that? When I come in, I think of my Kundalini rising. All are very meaningful. So when I look at the Dwajastambham, I know my Kundalini is arising and is arising. And what to do towards it, she gives the information to us. These are not ordinary information. These are divine information. And to be able to get that, you have to have the ability and the right to know it. And we do. Because she makes sure that we have all the needed things, including them, these Mahans. They will come and they'll break through their tradition and come across the ocean to the new world and do all those things. They will do it because of her instruction. When we did during the construction time, our Sthapati, it took a long time to choose the Sthapati. 4 or 5 years it took to choose him. We chose him at the end, and she gives information. You do this ritual, that ritual, all that. One of them was Vishwakarma. She said, you do not have the ability to build my house. Even if you tried, it won't happen. So I will direct you. I'll make sure that you do everything needed so that that house, that means this place, will invoke the cosmic energy. And they'll come here. And to do that, you need all the, you need them, you need the Dwajastambham, you need the Balipira, you need all those needed things. When you have them, then they will come. And she makes sure that we have done everything needed. And again, the kindness, the compassion. Most importantly, you and I, we earned it. Sometime in eternity, we earned the right to learn that. So we'll be taught that. We'll be given the information. These are all very mystical, highly mystical, complex. Hinduism is a very complex religion. It's not a simple religion. But it's very logical. If you understand the depth of it, it's very logical. If you follow that, you will have that. She makes sure. That's why Vishwakarma came. Ambani's uncle came to us about 10 years ago. He wanted this temple built in Bombay. And he sent us people who said, we will give you the best land in Bombay. Because he's a very rich man. He's worth about 20 billion. And that uncle who came and talked to Sabadi told him, no, can't be done. So I told him he can't do that. You built it. Obviously it's possible. Why can't you build it for him? He's willing to spend billions and billions of dollars. He's worth 20 billion. But you tell him it cannot be done. It cannot be done or it won't be done? He said, I don't know how to differentiate, but no, it won't be done. It cannot be done because the secrety information is gone. Whatever she gave us, we have, we use it. But ultimately, to build it, you have to have all the secretive information. And that you don't have. What we're given is what we know. And we will do with that. So I told him to tell him, it's not that it cannot be done. It's not that it won't be done. It truly cannot be done because that information, that mantra, she gave a specific mantra for that Vishwakarma's day, that day when we did this. And not even one bija I can remember. All of it's removed from my mind. That means it cannot be done again. Without that mind, how can I do anything? So I realized that she doesn't want this to be all around. Special places only will have it. So some other time, maybe somebody will be given the information and they will build it. As of now, this cannot be built. And I explained to the Stabadi, explained to that man, he comes with belief and faith, and he has ability and money to build it. Why can't you do that? Anything can be done. But the fact is, it cannot be done. Because that knowledge is removed from the mind. That came during that time, about 10, 15 years ago. And once that function is over, it's removed because there's no need for it anymore. After that, it will happen again, there will be a need, and it can be built again, but not now. Now, no one knows how to build it. Then I explained to him, explain to the uncle of his why it cannot be done. Not that we don't want to do it. If I have a choice, I would want every corner to have one temple like this so that the world can be protected. Why would I not want it? But the fact is, this is all very special, and this has to be done in a highly ritualistic way. And it will happen the way it happened here. Sacrifices has to be made, and the result would be that knowledge. That knowledge would come, the wisdom would come, and all the energies, cosmic energies, would coalesce together at that time. So this can be made again. But as of now, is the only place. And I'm very happy that I'm involved. I'm very happy that I represented you. Every time I go for Prayogam, I come and tell what we did just a couple months ago, not even 2 months ago, but 6 weeks ago. I was in Kedarnath. That was one of the Prayogam trip. That time she said, you go to Kedarnath, and on this day, on this Tithi, it has to be very precise on the day, on this Tithi. What happens when I go there 6 weeks ago? Modi went there a day before, 2 days before he was there. And he did his job and he left. After that, they closed down the entire place for the whole year. They won't open till May. Here I am there in November. And she said, on this day you do that because those tithis are very important. On that day you do it. And she told me exactly what to do. And I did that because what she did, she had a helicopter for me to transport me from Foothill to Kedarnath. It's about 7,000, 6,000 feet high. But it's not easy to reach that. But she gave all the specific instruction, the tithis, the day the planets will be aligned, all this. How would you know this? There's no way any human can know. But she decided this has to be done. So when I was there, a close friend of mine by name Ranganathan, he's a director in our temple, he made arrangement, went to Tata. He owned that airlines which had the helicopter. So they called me and he said, we will take you. So that day, that helicopter transported me. It is very difficult, dangerous too. All the hills and everything were there. And when you fly there, it's not a safe journey. That's why helicopters have a higher incidence of accidents. We did it exactly the way she said. When she says it, how would I argue? It will be done. It will be done for sure. So it was done very nicely, very easily. Easily meaning the job is complex and the place is very dangerous. But you just don't think. You just do it and tell yourself what a magnificent gift she has given. Don't look at the danger part. Look at the nice part. She has given you that. She chose you to represent all of you, to do the prayogam. And I come back and give you the rundown on what all happened. So in your mind, you know what happened. It's all mind. Anything you perceive in this life is mind. If you perceive it, that is reality. And she gives you the information for you to be able to perceive it. So you don't question it, you don't doubt it, because this is complex mechanisms. And if it happens, that is a decision. And this has been decided long ago, probably thousands of years ago. This episode will happen. And it happened exactly the way she said it will happen. And world survives. You see how dangerous situation is, and we are surviving. And when you look at it realistically, we are giving weapons, and the weapons are used to hit the Russians. So we are at war. How come nothing happens? But nothing happens. He accepts it and goes on. But that's still very dangerous. This is the age of Asuras. This is Asuric age. And Asuras would want the world to end so that the progression, the journey cannot progress. Ultimate aim of Asuras would be to stop the evolution of humans. That would be the ultimate aim. Towards that, they will do whatever needed to be done. And we have to do what we have to do. And we have to have the gift, the grace. I say grace because it's not anything special. You have to have the grace. She should decide that you have to survive as species. As species, you have to survive and grow up to evolve. And that has been decided. Once it's decided, who is used for that? We, you and I. How blessed that is. To do that, you have to earn it. You cannot get that. She has to decide. That means the script, the story is written already. And you and I are the actors in that story. And what a magnificent gift that is. And we survived. We are still surviving. So these are all very highly mystical information. They're given to us, and we do our best to follow it. And we make many sacrifices. You give your donations, $5, $10, $1 million. Whatever you can, you do it. But even that is decided. If you don't have that gift, you won't be able to do that. There are many people who have given hundreds of thousands of dollars. But the decision has been made by divine. And it's like monopoly, monopoly money. In monopoly games, they use money. This is like a monopoly game. You can either save or leave the money for your inheritance, for your followers, your family, or you can use it as a long-term investment. What would be the long-term investment? Long-term investment is something which will survive forever. That is long-term investment. Short-term investment, you leave it to children, grandchildren, your family, your investment. That will be short-term investment. That won't be long-term. Your long-term investment is something for your soul. You got to sacrifice for your soul. And that gives you investment which lasts for longer term, long-term investment and the short-term investment. Short-term investment is what we leave for children, grandchildren. We all leave so much. We try to save and leave it. But what is needed is something for long-term, something your soul will be pleased. And that is helping another live being, either it's human or animal, whatever, a life form which has Atman. So if you do that for that, that is long-term investment. Who thinks like that? Nobody thinks like that. We all think our family, our children and grandchildren, we have to save for them and leave for them. You can do that, but think what would be the long-term investment. Long-term investment is something where many, many benefit by one person's act. So we as a group do this, build this magnificent place and do all the rituals. Otherwise, place alone doesn't mean anything. Without the functionality, the place alone doesn't mean anything. You can build this place and do it. You can build 100 places like that, but it would not be beneficial. So you build something which is for other life forms. And each life form is a spark of divine. So ultimately, you do that and you get the benefit from that. To us, she has given us the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding, the opportunity. She has given it, let's take it. And we have taken it. Whatever you people contribute, I don't know that, but you know it. Your Atman knows it. Your soul knows it. That's all we have to know. Somehow you'll get that benefit. And this will grow in a huge, huge way in the world, and the world will be protected. And we would get the benefit of that. And you think of these two souls who are involved during this period, and they've sacrificed their life to do that. And Swarna Venkateshwara Disha there, he's a big tantric master. He has done many miracles. And Mother had given them to us. And Pushrota Goswamiji is a master tantric. He was involved. And these souls don't occur all the time. They are very rare souls. And they will be there to do what is needed if Divine decides it. And obviously Divine decided that. So I happened to travel to USA and then ended up in Detroit. Even this place, that this holy land, this was in existence for thousands of years, but never used. It was used for the first time by us about 50 years ago. But it was there for thousands of years, for probably millennium. But nobody knew, and nobody knew this is the fate of this land. But obviously, this land's fate is that. And many, many times, our devotees have heard and seen things which are not expected. Many, these are all, I would say, not logical things. Right in the middle of this, in the driveway towards the land, many, many times I have seen these cosmic forces. These are devatas. They will sing, they will give information, many, many things. But that is decided by her. I did not do anything. I was given that gift to be able to hear them and to see them and to know them. But that is decided by her. And when she decides it, that will be given. And we are all blessed ones to be involved in this journey. This journey is very complex. How many impediments you will have. Because Asuras would not want it. They would not want human to travel this path. Because that is against what these devatas would wish. Many, many times I hear things, I see things, they don't exist in reality. But they exist in a higher reality. And we, if we are given the ability to know it, we will know it. And this place would be a very holy place. It will survive for thousands of years, long after we are gone. And we are the blessed ones to know those great souls, interact with them, even to be able to interact with them is a huge boon. Because these souls are divine souls. They came, they spent a few months with me individually, and many of the devotees, some of you have known them. Not many, but some have known them. And you had the privilege of knowing them, privilege of interacting with them, privilege of getting that grace from them. And we have had all of it. So think of them. Whenever you think of the temple, you think of them. They sacrificed themselves. They came, they stayed with me, Surana Venkateshwar Dikshidhar, he is a great master. Chidambaram, all the Chidambaram Dikshidhar would know him because he was the master for many, many years, hundreds of years. And they all know, and they are very surprised how she came and did this for humanity. And she did this. So think of them, thank them for their part played in the construction of this building. And this is a world protective building. This will protect against evil, protect against asuras. Like I said, asuras and devas, the two sides of the same coin. We need both of them. And we do Varahi Homa. We do many, many homas. We do most homas in this temple, more than any other place. Correct me if I'm wrong. Because she gives instructions. This particular homa on this day and this tithi, you do it, that will protect against certain damage to the world. So all that information she shares with us. And our priests are wonderful. They know that and they do exactly what we tell them to do. And what information is given in our Vedas. We follow all rituals. Nobody follows rituals as much as we do. And to do that, she has to give you the information. She has to give you the mantras, tantras, and the yantras. These are very difficult to get. You cannot get those. That has to be given by her, by Divine Mother, Shiva Shakti. I don't separate Divine Mother, Divine Father. This Shiva Shakti. If we are destined to get that, we will get that. And she will give it to us. And she has given it to us. So think of them, attend the functions we do here, we do all the rituals needed, attend them. And take the boon she's giving. And that's not given to anyone. We are special. So take advantage of it, enjoy them, and move on, travel. Have a good travel. Thank you.
Thank you, doctors. So, Mr. Chandran,
So, with the blessings of Lord Guru Ayurappan and Ambal, we could celebrate our Chambai Sangeetotsavam at a grand scale. And it also happened because Dr. Kumar's blessing we could conduct here. So this is the first time we ever had this Sangeetotsavam in United States. So we have the privilege and we are very proud that we are the one first celebrated this Chambai Sangeetotsavam right here. So we have so many people helped us. I would say that with the help of Bini, Bindu, Jyoti and Sadish, they work really hard and they are the one contacted all the artists and then arranged everything over here. Without their help, this would not have been possible. We give them a very good hand. Please give them a very good hand. And also right here, we have several volunteers helped us. I have the long name, but now since the time is, we don't have much time. So we thank all the temple volunteers who made this program a grand success. So thank you all very much. Thanks for coming.
so finally we should thank Mr. Chandran who's organizing all these things. Give a big applause for Mr. Chandran who's organized the first time in our temple, first time in North America, by the way. And so we should continue this every year, right, Mr. Chandran? It goes every year, right?
Oh yeah, every year we are celebrating this one.
Okay, great. And it will be start growing bigger and bigger as we go time by. Thank you. And then now we'll do the Devam to Mother and then we can proceed further. Thank you.
ഹരിവരാസനം വിശ്വമോഹനം ഹരിദധീശ്വരം ആരാധ്യപാദുകം ഹരിവിമർദ്ദനം നിത്യനർത്തനം ഹരിഹരാത്മജം ദേവമാശ്രയേ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശരണകീർത്തനം ഭക്തമാനസം ഭരണലോലുപം നർത്തനാലസം അരുണഭാസുരം ഭൂതനായകം ഹരിഹരാത്മജം ദേവമാശ്രയേ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ പ്രണയസത്യകം പ്രാണനായകം പ്രണതകൽപകം സുപ്രഭാഞ്ജിതം പ്രണവമന്ദിരം കീർത്തനപ്രിയം ഹരിഹരാത്മജം ദേവമാശ്രയേ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ തുരഗവാഹനം സുന്ദരാനനം വരഗദായുധം വേദവർണിതം ഗുരുകൃപാകരം കീർത്തനപ്രിയം ഹരിഹരാത്മജം ദേവമാശ്രയേ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ത്രിഭുവനാർച്ചിതം ദേവതാത്മകം ത്രിനയനം പ്രഭും ദിവ്യദേശികം ത്രിദശപൂജിതം ചിന്തിതപ്രദം ഹരിഹരാത്മജം ദേവമാശ്രയേ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ഭവഭയാപഹം ഭാവുകാവകം ഭുവനമോഹനം ഭൂതിഭൂഷണം ധവളവാഹനം ദിവ്യവാരണം ഹരിഹരാത്മജം ദേവമാശ്രയേ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ കളമൃദുസ്മിതം സുന്ദരാനനം കളഭകോമളം ഗാത്രമോഹനം കളഭകേസരീ വാജിവാഹനം ഹരിഹരാത്മജം ദേവമാശ്രയേ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ ശ്രുതജനപ്രിയം ചിന്തിതപ്രദം ശ്രുതിവിഭൂഷണം സാധു ശ്രുതിമനോഹരം ഗീതലാലസം ഹരിഹരാത്മജം ദേവമാശ്രയേ. ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ, ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ, ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ, ശരണമയ്യപ്പ സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ, സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ, സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ, സ്വാമി ശരണമയ്യപ്പ. പഞ്ചാദ്രീശ്വരി മംഗളം ഹരിഹര പ്രേമാകൃതേ മംഗളം പിഞ്ചാലങ്കൃതമംഗളം പ്രണമതാം ചിന്താമണി മംഗളം പഞ്ചാസ്യധ്വജമംഗളം ത്രിജഗദാമാധ്യപ്രഭോ മംഗളം പഞ്ചാസ്ത്രോപമ മംഗളം ശ്രുതിശിരോലങ്കാര സന്മംഗളം